LALATE. From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a huge morning of Mornings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go over that monthly check that starts the month of July and the breaking news, and there's a lot of it. 6 breaking news stories across the board. It's incredible, and we're going to go over each of them and the monthly stimulus checks in this recording. Then in the second half of this recording, we're going to go over 5th stimulus. That'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits, and what's happening with that benchmark that could change your benefits for a lifetime. Wow. Then in the middle of this recording, we can go over the thousands of dollars that viewers continue to get, and I want you to get it as well. And I have a new tracking tool for you to get this money. In a big morning, the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing. I'm here, you're here, let's get to it. This is Mornings LALATE. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? It's a beautiful morning here in Southern California, Santa Monica. Hope you are great. It's Wednesday morning. How's the weather where you are? Tell me where you're tuning in from, and tell me how the weather is, whether you're in the live chat or watching this taped. I'm so excited you're tuning in. In this recording, we're going to go over the 4th stimulus check. We're going to go over the live breaking details that are forming just this morning. No less than 6 breaking news stories about your monthly stimulus check. Wow. Then in the second half of this recording, we're going to go over those benefits that'll be changed in the 5th stimulus. They'll be raised up and then applied with a new benchmark, which is inflation. I'll explain how the inflation rate could change your benefits for a lifetime, and how it'll be a lot more than anything promised by Elizabeth Warren. Then in the middle of this recording, we could go over the thousands of dollars that viewers continue to get. One person got it and told me it on Overnight LALATE. I was very excited for her. She got rent and utilities. I'm going to go over how you can get this money, and also how you can track it. It's a great morning, so make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week financial news channel, delivering you all the financial news you need to know. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million, so hit that subscribe button. Also like this video, 3,000 likes, let's do it. And consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. And later in this video, I go over why becoming a member is very helpful. All right, let's turn to that 4th stimulus check first by understanding how much it is. When Jalapal wrote the House proposal for the monthly stimulus check, Jalapal provided a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. If you're watching this show just after 9 o'clock on the West Coast, jump into the live chat and get ready to vote House or Senate. Or if you're watching it taped thereafter, then get ready to vote in the comments. Jalapal's bill provides for the House to provide a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic each month, and then for a year thereafter. Stimulus check for the pandemic plus 1 year on a monthly basis. The Senate proposal, in turn, provides a stimulus check from July to December. But before you vote, let's look at those monthly amounts. The House bill is $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate proposal, the monthly amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Yes, wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, which is $12,000 an individual. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400 an individual. Now, Jalapal's bill is getting modified, not in language, but in practice, because the pandemic may be over by the time the vote occurs. That would result in not pandemic plus 1 year, but stimulus checks on a monthly basis for 1 year, which under Jalapal's bill would be 12 months of stimulus checks or $13,000. How does that compare against the Senate proposal, which is nearly the same amount in half the amount of time? Drop in the comments now, which do you prefer, Senate or House. Vote which one you like, and also tell me where you're tuned in from and how the weather is. And let's go over the other great details about this fourth stimulus check. First, who gets it? You do. So if you got the third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. If you make less than $75,000, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just double it. Household 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just quadruple it. Yes, if there's 6 people in the household, 2 will not get it. And then if you're on benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits. Congratulations. The fourth stimulus check is not income, so it's not taxable. And the amount of the check would be the same for every person. That's great news. Same for adult dependents, minor dependents, everyone else. Remember, I'm just a reporter. I'm just reporting what they represent. The legislators have made representations. Among them is that the vote would be no later than July 4th. That would mean that you get the first check in the month of July, for the month of July, no later than that, or in the month, and then in the month of August, continuing thereafter. There would be no waves of stimulus checks. They don't have time to do waves. And the check, we don't know anything about child support, but this fourth stimulus is already underway with bills written for a two-step, 2-month process called reconciliation. More about that, but additionally, really exciting breaking details, no less than 6 major news stories from the White House to the Congress about these monthly stimulus checks coming up in just a second of this recording. But first, let me give you a preview of the second half. In the second half, we're going to go over fifth stimulus. And I'm going to show you why fifth stimulus, the SSI and SSDI reform, is a lot more than Elizabeth Warren ever promised you. It'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits. Then apply a benchmark, and the new benchmark is inflation. And in the second half of this recording, we're going to go over how that benchmark of inflation will change your life. Wow. All right, let's go to some big, exciting money that I have thousands of dollars to get you. In the overnight videos, one viewer dropped in the comment, "Thank you, LA. I got a couple hundred, I think it was $900 for rent and $500 for utilities." So I'm very excited for her. Every viewer who gets rent or utilities, it's wonderful because it means the videos are empowering you. So if you've had a success story, drop in the comments. It also inspires and motivates other people. And if you've never gotten that money, I'm going to show it to you right now. And if you've gotten some money, I want you to get some more. So get a pen and paper ready. I got a lot of money to get you in this video, and it's starting right now. $350 billion from the federal government is now being landing out across the country. And it's for you, and I want you to go get it. What is it? It's money for rent, utilities, homeowners mortgage, and homeowners utilities. And it's from the third stimulus package. It's a lot of money, and I want you to get it. What is the first item? It is money for rent, $5,000. 4 to 6 months of rent, approximately $5,000. So go get it. Then there's money for utilities, and then also homeowners assistance. And where do you get this money? So I hope you got that pen and paper ready. Let's get to the details. It's in 6 places: your city hall, your city housing authority; your county hall, your county housing authority; your state hall, and your state housing authority. You're going to reach out to them and ask for rent assistance because of COVID. You do not use the word stimulus, but you could use the word Biden Economic Recovery Act. Every location has different eligibility, so if you get a no at one place, go to the next one because they may have a yes, and they all have their own separate pots of money. So wow, $5,000 for rent. Well, I got other money for you, and it's money for SNAP. What is SNAP? SNAP is one of the great success stories. I don't go over like 3 hours at this point from viewers giving me details that they got rent and or SNAP or both. SNAP is money for food from the Department of Agriculture. How do you get it? Reach out to the Department of Agriculture or call 211 and get connected over to the Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay for? Now for a family of 4 in Hawaii, $16,000 a year. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Why so much money? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raised everyone's benefits up 15% between now and December. So go get it. Wow, $16,000 for SNAP for a family of 4 in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent. We're doing really well. We're only 9 minutes of this video. But guess what? I got some automatic money for you right now, and I have some new tracking tools. That automatic money starts first with money coming back from your state, and one viewer is getting $5,000. I'm going to go over how this money works. Then we're going to go over how you get it, how do you get it, and finally, when are you getting it? All right, first, what is this money? It's the money that the federal government has identified where states overpaid you unemployment benefits due to a computer malfeasance, and then you had to return it back to them. The federal government said that in many cases, states overpaid unemployment benefits due to a computer error, and then asked the residents to return the money back to the states. The federal government has said that was an error. It was your money as a resident to keep. It was not the state's money to keep. So the federal government has now ordered the states to return the money to you. Wow. So next, how do you get the money? It's coming to the bank account that you have on file for your unemployment benefits. Finally, when? Every state has different routing times. Some states have started. Reach out to your state for the respective routing times. Which now brings me to the second big pot of money, and I'm really excited for this one for you, and I have a tracking tool for you. So what is this amount of money? This money is money that you paid to the IRS for taxes on your unemployment benefits. I'm going to go over that. Then I'm going to go over how you get it, then when you get it, and that tracking tool. Really exciting news. So first, how much money is this? Let's use an example. You had $9,000 of unemployment benefits in 2020. You filed a 2020 return with IRS. Your total tax bill is $5,000, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment. Congratulations, you're getting $4,000 back from the federal government, from IRS. Next, how? In a beige or white envelope in your mailbox, with inside is a beige check from IRS Treasury to you. In rare circumstances, onto a direct deposit account if that was listed on your 2020 return. Next, when are you receiving the money? So this is incredible, great news. It's coming in 3 phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Phase 1 was paid out last week. Phase 2 is currently underway, and Phase 3 is getting paid out this week as well. But all 3 phases will be paid by the end of this month, yet it will still potentially take you an extra week to get the money. So watch for the money into the first week of June at least. All right, who's phase 1? Single filers, non-complex returns, no other dependents. Second phase is single filers, complex returns, and phase 3 are joint filers. Finally, a tracking tool. If you want to track this money back from IRS, you can. Go to irs.gov, sign into the website, set up a username, set up a password, then put your social security number in. Do a transcript search. A transcript search will show your 2020 tax return when filed with IRS, and then it will show your third stimulus check, and it will also show when that money's coming back from the federal government. Incredible, great news. But it gets better. We're going to get to that fourth stimulus, incredible, great news, and it's starting right now. Not 1, but 6 breaking news stories across the board about fourth stimulus. I am really just overwhelmed, and I'm going to show you all these breaking news stories together. Some are in the last few hours, some are late yesterday, some are from last Friday, because they're cumulative, and I want you to see all of them, and I'm going to go in order. And it starts with Jalapal. Jalapal, of course, is that House member who wrote the House bill for the monthly stimulus checks, pandemic plus 1 year, $2,000, then $1,000. When Jalapal wrote that House bill, Jalapal got 100 plus House members, Democrats, who wrote the president a letter at the time saying, we're going to put that into the fourth stimulus package, those multiple stimulus checks. It also prompted senators, Democrats, to say, if Jalapal's bill doesn't get done, we're going to do it by vote-a-rama in the final 2 days. So what did Jalapal do just a few days ago to get the ball rolling? Jalapal wrote a letter to Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi. And what did the letter say? Call the vote. Wow, call the vote. Why? The reason why Jalapal wrote call the vote is because the reconciliation bills have ostensibly been written they represent. So there shouldn't be any waiting around to call the vote. The letter that Jalapal wrote just days ago is co-signed by dozens of legislators. And those legislators are the ones who wrote the president a letter months ago saying they're going to put those multiple stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Wow, incredible, great news. Then last Friday, we had even better news. When 7 members of the House wrote the president a letter, and that letter from those 7 members said, we're going to work with you to put multiple monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Now, work with you is a euphemism because the president doesn't write bills, they write bills. But why would these people say they're going to work with the president? Who are these people? Well, guess what? These 7 people are the people who are actually tasked with the duty to write stimulus checks in the House. They are 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee. That is the subcommittee that is specifically delegated the duty to write about stimulus checks in any of the stimulus packages. They wrote the first, the second, and the third, and they're now telling the president they're going to work with him to put those 4 stimulus check languages into the 4th stimulus package. Wow, that is incredible, great news. I think Captain Obvious is basically walking through the set right now. That House Ways and Means Committee is a small subcommittee, and this is just incredible. Which brings me to what the president did last Friday. And the president last Friday said, I'm going to reduce my proposal to down $600 billion because those items are somewhere else in another bill. What did he do? He basically didn't change his 4th stimulus proposal at all because the Republicans at that point were still at $500 billion. He also told his legislators, I'm going to have meetings for bipartisan negotiations with the Republicans through Memorial Day, up to Memorial Day weekend, and that's it. We will have no more negotiations, and then we'll vote. Wow, that is incredible great news. It wasn't great news for that one viewer who said, but Memorial Day weekend is September. No, it's a Saturday. So we have today, Wednesday, we have tomorrow, Thursday, and we have Friday. 3 more lunches, pizza, chicken, fish, basically nothing else left to eat. That's it. He's going to have 3 more meetings, and that's it. And they're calling the vote. Wow. And then we came to Monday, which had 2 breaking news stories, which were really incredible from the White House. A little bit strange and confusing, so I'm going to slow it down so you understand it. I'm going to make it very easy for you. For stimulus, it's paid for by raising the corporate tax rate. It's currently 21%. The president had wanted it at 28%. The moderate Democrats said 25%. And several weeks ago, over a month ago, the president said, deal, I'll do that. Well, what happened on Monday? Well, on Monday, the president talked about a different item, the global corporate tax rate, which refers to if a corporation is going to leave the United States and move, for example, to France to find a lower corporate tax rate. Well, the president on Monday said that he had spoken to the G7 countries and they are likely to agree to a global corporate tax rate of 15%. That's really great news. But the second half of the news was shockingly great. The president's insiders reported that if the president gets the G7 to agree to a 15% global tax rate in the weeks to come after 4 stimulus is approved, that he may then, after those stimulus checks are out, reduce the U.S. corporate tax rate back down to 21% where it is right now. Because at 21%, we would not be competitive to a global corporate tax rate of 15%. Wow. I was shocked by that one. And finally, what happened yesterday is the president of the United States yesterday got a counteroffer from the Republicans of $500 billion, raised to $1 trillion. Still just a fraction of his bill or his proposal. No deal for him, meaning we're going to the vote. Incredible, great news. And guess where you're going to? You're probably also going to go to the community page. If you've had problems finding rent or utilities, first make the effort to find it. But if you haven't found it, then you should reach out to the volunteers. They are salt of the earth. They're viewers just like you who are available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Where's the community page? It's in the description to this video. Open the description, you'll see an emoji of a house. Next to the emoji of the house is a link to the webpage, news.lalate.com/community. It has the volunteers on there who can help you with rent, utilities, internet, and homeowners assistance. Reach out to them, and they'll be able to help you. And I'll be back with 60 seconds with you with breaking news still about the 4 stimulus that happened just minutes ago, and big new news about 5th stimulus. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well.
Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LA. The toast is toasting, the coffee is brewing, and the butter is buttering. And just in the live chat, Liz said she got snaps. So congratulations to Liz and her family. This is Mornings LA, and thank you for joining me. And this is LA. In the second half of this recording, we're going to go over fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. But subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Hit that subscribe button right now. Also, like this video. It's 3,000 likes. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. And consider becoming a member. Later in this video, you're going to find out why membership is very helpful. Let's go right to fifth stimulus right now. And fifth stimulus is a lot better than anything that Elizabeth Warren had ever proposed. I'm going to go over why starting right now. So fifth stimulus raises up your benefits. I'm going to explain how it does this moment. It raises up your benefit limits, then removes the asset limit, then adds an inflationary benchmark, removes the income penalty, and then removes the marriage penalty as well. All right, let's go over all the details starting right now. Fifth stimulus heats up this fall with that SSI reform, but it's not just for SSI, it's for you. And who's you? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, multiple benefits. They'll raise your benefits up to a big new number one time under the fifth stimulus package, lifetime big new number. Then they'll apply a benchmark, and that new benchmark is inflation. Wow. Now, we all know what inflation is, but let me explain how a benchmark works. Every December, you get a letter that says next year, your benefits are either going to stay the same or go down, or stay the same or go up for a certain amount of money. Well, the benchmark, it determines how much you go up, and it's inflation. And over the next few weeks, we're going to try to figure out where that December inflation may be. Jeremy Siegel, 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, said the inflation rate in December may be 20%. That might be a little bit high, but few days thereafter, the head of the Federal Reserve out of Atlanta said the growth rate is currently 4%, and that we will be at 10.5% in December. That sounds like about 7% inflation. Over the last 4 days, analysts have said inflation may be about 4 to 7% by December. That is incredible great news for you. Let me explain why. Let's say the inflation rate is 6%. This is what would happen. They'll first raise your benefits up one big time under fifth stimulus. Then in December, if the inflation rate is, for example, 6%, you'll get a letter saying, hi, your benefits are raised up 6% because of inflation. But guess what? It's not just 1 year. It's lifetime because you never step down. Once you're raised up 6%, you're plus 6% the entire time you're on planet Earth. If the year after that, the inflation's 0, you don't step down. If the year after that, the inflation is 2%, you step up another 2%. It's incredible great news. Then they'll remove the asset cap. You need that gone before those stimulus checks. It's dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't stay on benefits and have more than about $3,000 on hand. It's gone away. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. So if you want to work, you can make $1,000, $2,000 a month and still stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty. It's horrible, and it's going to go away. So finally, you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Love will win. No longer will you fear getting married and losing benefits because it won't happen. And if you've been married, you will no longer be impacted by the marriage penalty. This is categorically ground-stopping, substantially better than anything that Elizabeth Warren ever proposed. Why? She never proposed most of those items I ever indicated to you. Her benchmark was CPIE, not inflation, and inflation is going to be the big number this year. And the money under this one is astronomically a lot more money and lifetime than anything Elizabeth Warren proposed. So when does fifth stimulus heat up? It heats up in September, a 2-month stop process, likely to hit your bank account around November, and then the step up, of course, is in January. Now, it's important to understand the value of membership to this channel. Membership appears at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Why? Because the president's fifth stimulus is called the American Family Plan. But there's a lot of stuff in the fifth stimulus that's for you if you're a single person. And in a 30-minute video that's currently at 25 minutes, I don't have enough time to cover everything that's in the fifth stimulus. For example, there is money for hazard pay. There's money for single individuals. There is money for seniors and also for seniors' medical bills. And the value of membership is that every day you get a list of all the items in the fifth, fourth, and third stimulus delivered to you. Because in a given recording, I don't have enough time to go over all the items. It's also really important to know that in the month of July, there's a lot of different stimulus packages intersecting at the same time. And it may get confusing unless you're at least a subscriber. For example, in the month of July, there is the vote no later than July 4th, if it's not in June, for your 4 stimulus checks. In the month of July, there is also the sending out of the third stimulus checks for the children. Also in the month of July, there is the vote for the budget bill that has nothing to do with stimulus. And guess what also is very interesting is that a new report released minutes ago this morning asked Americans across the country and specifically asked Democrats, do you know what's in the 4th stimulus package? Do you know what's in the 5th stimulus package? Over 50% of Democrats, when surveyed, had no idea what was in the 4th stimulus package at all. They had absolutely no idea. They had no idea what was in the 5th stimulus. And those that were surveyed that said they had some idea of what was in the 4th or 5th stimulus, they could tell you very little about what was in those 2 stimulus packages. That's the power of information by being a subscriber to this channel. So you're empowered by this information. And information is king. All right, let's turn back to 4th stimulus with some other items you want to know. There are some items that are in 4th stimulus, and there's some that are not. And there's some that are really getting surprises right now. So 4th stimulus will not have money in there for rent or homeowners anymore. It's going away after 3rd stimulus. So that's why I really want you to get it. There'll be no more eviction moratorium and no more mortgage forbearance. And the real shocker is that those 7 members of the House subcommittee who wrote the president letter from the House Ways and Means Committee, which also oversees unemployment, wrote the president in that letter and also said they're going to work with him, which means they're going to do it, to extend unemployment benefits in the 4th stimulus package. Now, this is really shocking, folks, and they gave no clarity as to which instruments they're referring to. I'm certainly going to stay on top of this story for you and report any breaking news I see. But certainly the instruments they could consider are PEUC, PUA, and the controversial FPUC. And they could potentially change the language to make some of them required, not voluntary. So it's a very fluid situation. We'll see what's going on. But the great news is that you see the incredible tsunami about 4th stimulus checks. And it's important to understand that these legislators are absolutely on point in understanding that while the pandemic may be over, while you may be getting back to normal, while your mask mandate may be lifted, it's important to understand that people still have debt. They still have debt, and that debt was the result of the pandemic. And the best way to eradicate debt is a fast, quick cash infusion from stimulus checks. And that's what those legislators agree. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Or House proposal, $1,000 a month over a year. Which one do you like? Senate versus House. Senate versus House. Tell me how the weather is where you're tuning in from and where you are tuning in from. I'm next with you in just about 15 minutes from now with Mornings Crypto, our new hit show. I'll be back on live here direct from Santa Monica in about 10 minutes from now. Mornings Crypto. And then after that, at 11 a.m. is Noontime LA. You want to miss the breaking details, and there's a lot of breaking news coming in still today. And then we go into our afternoon show, Afternoons and Evenings LA. So subscribe 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Next stop, 1 million. Hit that like button. 2,000-3,000 likes. Let's do it. Share these videos on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. Tell people to come on over. Come on over. And stay focused, stay motivated, stay positive, and stay here with LALATE. I'll see you in just a little bit as the morning continues here on LALATE.